Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Cool temperatures are coming. I promise. The weather people say cool temperatures are coming. So southeast United States, sit tight, things are going to cool down. This is going to affect natural gas. I want to get into that today. In today's episode, I'm going to show you some temperature data. We're going to look at what's coming ahead. We're going to talk about natural gas. We're going to dive into the charts today. I'm going to show you levels. Things are exciting because we're starting to see a doji in today's trading on /NG, which as we all know directly affects UGAZ and DGAZ. So with that, let's jump in. Okay everyone, as I said in the intro, we're having record highs in the southeast United States. As you can see on this map here, lots of 90-degree plus weather. Things are very hot. Natural gas use has been down. Production is high. We're just kind of sitting tight. We're waiting to see what is going to happen with the weather. We need that cool blast to come in and smack things down so that we can start turning on those heaters and using some natural gas to heat our homes. Now, by the weekend in the southeast, you can see what's going to happen. If you look at this map, things are going to start to pull back. We're going to start to see cooler temperatures. And the way that the news channels are explaining it is it was a large mass of heat and they're calling it the heat dome, and it's going to shrink. So some portions of the southeast are going to stay warmer, but a large majority of the periphery is going to cool off, which is great for a lot of people. And as things start to cool down, we're going to start seeing people turn on their heaters at night, start to use natural gas. That's going to decrease our overall reserves, increase production, and cause a push to the upside in /NG, which we've all been waiting for because we want to take UGAZ to the long side. Now, one exciting little tidbit of news related to weather maps is this guy right here that I saw this morning about the northeast United States. They're going to start to see some cooler temperatures, and from the way they explain it on the Weather Channel, they're going to see a pattern change that will allow a cold front to push through the regions, and the northeast will be much colder by late week, with parts of the interior getting frost or freezes. So that's encouraging for using heaters and natural gas and pushing the price of UGAZ higher. So stay tuned there. I want to thank one of our subscribers who pointed out to me that when you're watching natural gas and price fluctuation, you really want to keep an eye on the 10 to 15 day forecast. So Josh, thank you so much. That was very helpful. I've taken all my weather related data, pushed it out to 15 days, and I'm just kind of watching in that 10 to 15 day mark, and it's providing me a lot of great information. And I'm also seeing how when we look further out, once something hits the horizon out there 10 to 15 days, you start to see reactions in the market a little bit. So I think that was a huge thing for me to know, and I wanted to pass it on to everyone else. So just to restate it, always watch your 10 to 15 day weather forecast when trying to look at weather related changes in /NG and your UGAZ and your DGAZ plays. So today, natural gas is forming a doji on the /NG daily chart, and I want to go ahead and jump into that, talk a little bit about what's going on. I'm also going to talk about the natural gas report that came out today. We'll break that down a little bit. I'll show you the report. I'm going to show you the intraday chart based on that, and then we'll zoom out and we'll go to the daily chart and we'll talk about the overall trend. So let's jump into the charts. Okay, so we've got the /NG chart up, and I'm starting really zoomed in today. We've got the 1 minute chart right now that we're looking at, and I just want to direct your attention down here. I drew an arrow, and you can see that's right at 8:30, and that's mountain time. That's 1 hour after the market opens where I live in Colorado. So you can see we got a huge response, but it was a really interesting response. We got a massive dive to the downside, down to 2.207. And then it got bought up and it ripped. And within 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes, we had seen highs of, what's the high here? 2.251. So that was massive. Now, one interesting thing about this is I had talked a few videos back or a few weeks back about 2 different ways to play natural gas during the earnings report on Thursdays. And you can see this is option number 2 in that video. Feel free to go back and watch that video. But we got the push to the upside. So once we saw a pullback, if you go long, typically natural gas report will dictate the trend for the remainder of the day. So as you can see in this case, we got the big violent push up, we got the pullback, and if you would have gone long anywhere in this area, you would see that we've kind of changed the trend of natural gas for the day. It's kind of dictating this uptrend. So that's encouraging. And what I want to do now is actually jump over and take a quick peek at the natural gas report for Thursday and see exactly what it shows. Okay, so like always, here is the weekly natural gas report, and like I always do, I'm going to post in the comment section below the link to this report so that you'll have that, so that you can go check it out for yourself, look at the numbers, compare them to last week. You can even look up historical reports, but this is a great website to get started on and just to be able to look at all the numbers. So let's dive in real quick, and what we've got down here, it always sets it up this way. It gives the previous week's natural gas report, and then it gives the week prior, so you can kind of compare the two. You can see the net changed and the implied flow as well. Everything is done in billion cubic feet, so they call it BCF. So you can see in the east, we bumped up again, so stores went up yet again. You can see in the Midwest, we went up again. Mountain, we went up. But you can see in the mountain region, the increase was not as significant. So that's maybe telling me that in the mountain region where they've got snow in Montana and cooler temperatures into Wyoming, Yellowstone National Park got some snow the other night, and Colorado's starting to really cool down. So we might be using more natural gas out west in the mountain region, and that could be causing this very slim difference between the previous week and the week before. So you can see net change of 32, 39, and now 5. So cool off there. 5 for the Pacific. The Northwest has really been cooling off, so that could explain that partially. South Central, 31. Again, it's been hot there. And then total, we had another increase in storage. So this is very interesting because we're sort of at the crux of this craziness because we're still warm in the south. But as Josh pointed out in his comment, if you look 10 to 15 days out on the weather report and forecast, you can see that there's cold weather on the horizon. So now people are saying, oh, the cold weather's coming, it's still warm, so it's causing everyone to kind of pause. So we might see a slowdown in price action in /NG until that cool weather starts to sweep the United States and we actually see the result. It's not just a forecast, but it's reality. Then things might start to change and natural gas could possibly start moving back to the upside. So very exciting few days moving into the weekend. We'll keep a close eye on this. So the stocks have increased by 112 billion cubic feet. So that's obviously going to cause stagnation in our price action because we're not using natural gas, but cold weather's on the horizon. And if we go back to our 5-year moving average, you can now see again that 33.35. A year ago, 28.52. You can see right here how we're up in those levels. So things are very interesting regarding the natural gas report. The reason it spiked today, I'm not quite sure. This is always kind of a crapshoot in terms of how this is being interpreted. Some people might see this number as, okay, there's cool temperatures coming. We had a slight increase in storage. We had some slowdown in the mountain, slowdown in the Pacific, as you can see by these 5s and 5 billion cubic feet. So does this mean that the trend is starting to shift? And you saw that immediate drop on the chart, and that could have been people thinking, oh, increased storage, time to go down. But then other people came in and said, yeah, but weather's on the horizon. We're going to get cooler. And then it ripped back up. That's the best explanation I have right now. If anyone else has any comments or thoughts on this, please comment below. I want to hear your thoughts. So let's jump back over to the chart. Okay, we're back over here on the chart, and this is the 1 minute. I'm going to go ahead and bump out to the daily chart on /NG, and I'm going to remove our arrow here, and I'm going to zoom us in. So I've left all of our markers, everything on this chart, so that you guys can kind of follow along week by week and day by day when we're talking about this. But you can see we've had this massive run with one dip, rejected by the 200 simple moving average, pushing all the way back down. And now that we're back down here at the bottom, we're now setting up a doji candle. Long lower wick, small body, small upper wick, and it's happening in conjunction with a natural gas weekly report and colder weather on the horizon just a few days out. So this is getting really interesting. What I could see happening here, and again, just my opinion, but I'm wondering if tomorrow we could see another doji-ish candle that late in the day starts to creep above the high of this candle, or at least the close of this candle. So let's say we close at 2.273, for example. If we break that level tomorrow, I think, in my opinion, that signals me to start buying more. Buying more UGAZ to move to the upside. I think that we're starting to see our bottom in here. It's getting very, very close. We're slowing down. We're showing a doji, a green doji, a bullish doji at that. And I think everybody's seeing that weather on the horizon. So that could get very, very interesting moving into the weekend. And to bounce out to the weekly chart, again, you can see we're broke out of our wedge, got rejected, pushed back down, and now we're setting up right here at that base of support that we drew on the daily chart. So now I'm looking to go long again. And I think on a more micro time frame, being the daily chart, I think that the break of this close, moving to the upside, is going to be indication to add to your position, in my opinion, what I'll do. Now, we might get a push up, and then we might get a little breather, relaxation, and then go higher. So that higher high, that could be your way of waiting for more confirmation. We could get a push up, a pullback, and then a push to go higher. And real quick, I'll just draw it out for you. We might get a little push up right here, and then from there, we might get a push down that's gentle, and then a break. So the key on this, it would be the break of this high. So we set a high, we got a higher low, and then we broke out and set a higher high. This is the ultimate confirmation off of the situation we have at hand right now. So jumping over to UGAZ real quick, because we always want to look at UGAZ, right? We always want to see the chart. You can see we've meandered on back. We've kind of mirrored that little hiccup here, that little pullback. We've pulled all the way back down here, and now if we zoom in, we're starting to show a little doji action here. So this could be the beginning of our scoop to reverse back to the north side as cold weather continues to creep in. As I showed you on those maps, temperatures are going to get cooler. The freezing temperature in the northeast looks like it might happen, and as long as that heat dome in the southeast shrinks up really tight and other people start to turn their heaters on at night and use natural gas, we should be looking good to start heading to the north. Now right here, I think we're set up at 1349. So this 1350 area could be our temporary bottom, but I'm not telling anybody to buy right now. I'm just saying be aware of what's going on because it's looking very promising, and this candle is much stronger than any of these previous. The last strong green candle we had was really in here and really in here. So it's been a few days since we've had any kind of bullish green activity on UGAZ. So back over to /NG one more time just to take a peek. We're just looking good. We're holding. Right now it's about 12:22 Eastern time, and you can see, I'm going to draw a bubble over it because it's a beautiful little doji candle here. But right there, you can see that thing. Green, small body with that long lower wick. So we're going to be watching that really closely today. I'm going to keep you guys updated. Keep the comments coming. I'm sorry if you guys are wanting me to put out more than one video a day, almost like a morning and an afternoon video. I'm trying to keep one a day so I can pack all the information together. But if you have questions, leave them below. And also I want to remind everybody, go to the community tab. I'm posting a lot of polls there. I want you to go vote. I'll ask questions like, you know, are you trading chip makers this week? Are you going to be nibbling UGAZ this week? I like to get information from you guys because then that helps me put together videos. So always go from the video to the community page, and on the community page, click through and look at the polls and vote. The community page is just one of the tabs. It's like 3 tabs over from the videos tab on the main YouTube page. So check that out. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up. If you're new to town, consider subscribing. We would love to have you as part of the Taking Trades family. If you have questions, post them below, and we'll see you tomorrow.